Hey traders, back to another recap here. Not really a recap, but more of a lesson or mindset sharing. So I just took two losses. Technically speaking, it's two losses and one small loss. So we can call it three losses or two loss, one BE. And how do I feel? This is a common myth, right? Many of you always think Neo is a good trader, so every single setups that he called inside our trade club, every single position that I take, they must all be win. No, I have losses as well. It's just that I deal with losses with a professional manner, with an objective mentality, rather than I take a loss, I go revenge trade, I get emotional. And in this video, I also talk about how do you manage your reaction or your response to emotion, or how do you organize your behavior, have a strong objective decision making process to combat emotion. So took two losses, to be specific, is one Aussie yen loss, $1 yen lost about 37,000 plus. But let's go into the detail. So if you look at the first loss, it was on Aussie yen. Actually, I took two losses here. Another one I removed it, but anyway, that's not the point. So I took one loss here on Aussie yen. Then I also took one loss here yesterday on dollar yen. So everything's called inside our trade club. There's no hindsight. Everyone knows I took a loss, and it's fully transparent. So I don't make up the story or whatever. So if you look at my Telegram again, so everything's called on real time. So I took sell limit tapped on dollar yen. For detailed analysis, watch the breakdown video. You can actually see I talk about it at 4:41 p.m. Took the trade at 9:41 p.m. When I landed in Malaysia this morning, the position just got stopped out. So now go back to the key thing here, which is, what question do I ask myself after taking multiple losses? Because you see, traders always have this common struggle, which is they think losses are always bad, which is not. Trading is a probability game, and it's all about taking high probable setups. The best setup may end up to be a loss, and the best setup may also end up to be a win. The good trade can also end up being a loss, also becoming a win. So if, let's say, the bad losses could be a bad trade could be a loss, at the same time a bad trade could be a win, how do you really tell what's good, what's bad? Is by checking the process, by ticking off the checklist. So let's assume, okay, I took a loss here on dollar yen, right? I got stopped out completely. The SL got smashed, and I even swallowed some swap fees because it was Wednesday. It was triple swaps. I even took some bad swap fees here. But the key thing is I stuck to my plan. You see, every time when I take a loss, there's a few common questions that I'll ask myself. First one is, so the first one will be, did I stick to my system? So did I stick to my system? The second question is, was I being careless? The third thing is, what's the next plan? As much as no one loves losses, even to me up until today, I don't like taking losses. Why? No one loves losing money. Just to be honest, who loves losing money? You don't, I don't. Especially when my risk is probably 10 times or 100 times some of your risk. Or maybe your risk could be greater than me. But I risk a significant amount per trade. Sometimes 10, sometimes 20, sometimes 50, depending on my risk appetite at that specific season, depending on the quality of the setup. So if, let's say, I take a loss, the first question I ask myself is always, did I stick to the system? So what's a system? This is also a common question. Some of you even DM me, ask me, what's a strategy, what's an edge, and what's a system? So system and an edge is almost the same thing. to me, if someone say I have a profitable system, that means this person have a profitable edge. A system slash an edge is basically just something that has been proven to work for a long period of time. It's almost forever. A strategy, on the other hand, is just one mechanical approach to trade the market. There is no proven that this strategy is going to work in the long run. It might be profitable in a month, 2 months, but no one knows if this is going to be profitable in the long run. I'm saying 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the road. So if you have a system, that means you already know how to trade, and this specific strategy, this specific approach or execution process has been proven to make money. So if you lose money, the first thing you ask is, did I tick off all the checklists before I execute the position? That's it. So let's take this dollar yen as an example. So overall market structure has been bearish on the daily. I love using the daily to frame my higher time frame structure. Overall bearish, especially when price have again broken below this 149.34 key so-called neckline or support zone. After that, price have also done a significant rally to the upside, swept the 4-hour high, and we continue pushing lower. So after seeing all this, I pretty much know the likelihood of the direction of dollar yen is definitely going lower. It's bearish. So now the next question will be the timing. Believe or not, the one common, I wouldn't say struggle, the one common thing that majority of high stake trader, elite traders face will always be the entry timing. Because if let's say you are at a level where, let's say you are at my level or even beyond my level, you're trading 7 figures, all right, you have $1 million in your trading account, just inside your trading account. The common struggle will always be, or the common problem will always be, if I take this trade, it ends up to be a loss, do I re-enter the trade or not? This is the most important question for any elite trader. Because we know that, because we understand the flow of the market so well, that majority of times we are all often correct in terms of market direction. If you were to ask me to identify the market direction of each of the pair, I can tell you 80 to 90% of the time I'll be correct. All of the traders inside our trade club know as well. We know direction so well because we just, over so many years of hard work, we just have the strong sync with the market flow. But the question will always be, if I take a loss trading at, let's say, this $1 mark, if I get stopped out, do I still go back in if market further proves me correct by giving me a re-entry signal, or should I just walk away? So again, as long as I know I stick to my system, the trade is a good loss. I don't care about it. So what's a bad loss? A bad loss is basically I'm being very careless, goes to point 2. Maybe I look at 2-hour time frame, I saw a specific signal. Let's say I see, oh, price forms a BNR, a TPF, a flag, or whatever, and it's giving me an entry trigger. I take the trade without really doing my top-down analysis, without really understanding what the high time frame is doing. Am I at a good price position? Is there any significant level below my entry? Assuming if I'm going short, how's my risk to reward like, and all. So if let's say I sense that I'm being careless, normally I'll just take 1 day off, not 1 day off, but just walk away for at least 1 to 2 days to reassess the entire market and see, am I actually trading in the right direction? So I'll ask myself these 2 questions. As long as I'm being careless, I'll be more cautious. If I feel like there's no human error, I've done all my best, I've done my top-down analysis, I have enough evidence or enough trigger to take the trade, it's a good loss. So the third question will be, what's the next plan? So I took a loss. Should I still go back in? Should I still observe this pair, or should I take it off my watch list? Because you see, out of all the pairs, right, inside our weekly meeting, or in the 1% Trade Club, we have a Sunday meeting. We will always narrow down to 3 specific pairs that we're looking to trade. Normally 2 to 3 pairs. And within that 2 or 3 pairs, we will then assess which one's giving us the highest probability setup, the highest quality setup. Then we take it. So if let's say I took a loss today on dollar yen and I sense that market is not doing something that I want, or if it's doing the complete opposite that I wanted to see, I'll just take it off my list. That's it. And these are the 3 simple questions that I ask myself even up until today that has been allowing me to become profitable. Again, I'm not here trying to say I'm the best trader, but at least I'm consistently profitable. For example, March, April, I took 3 losses in a row, 1 small win, and guess what? April hits, late April, I have 4 wins in a row, 5 wins in a row, and I made 6 figures. I don't even want to talk about the number. I made 6 figures, and again, this is exactly why you need an edge. Once you know exactly what you're doing, once you clearly know I have a profitable edge, all you do is you won't get so emotional. Remember, emotion is biological, so you can't remove emotion from your trading, but you can somehow combat it, or you can organize your behavior, you can organize your decision-making process, you can organize your routine, your checklist to counter that emotional decision, the emotional thinking. So if let's say every time you feel like, hey, I'm about to revenge trade, I'm about to do silly things, step back, go through your checklist, step back, question yourself, does it fit my re-entry criteria? So that you will no longer become a slave to emotion. Right? So it goes back to a few of my previous videos where I talk about psychology is the least important thing in trading, because if you over rely on trading psychology, you just become an inexperienced doctor. A good example would be if you're a surgeon, you just passed your bachelor degree, your master's degree, or your PhD. Can you immediately operate a patient? You cannot. You need to have years of experience in order for you to become a head surgeon, to operate, to take that surgical knife to do an operation, right? The same thing goes to trading, right? You need a lot of experience, and the more elite you are, the more experienced you are, the more you realize trading is all about you versus yourself. If you have a profitable strategy, which many traders actually have a profitable strategy, it's all up to how do you focus on the small tiny details. Could be as simple as your entry model, having a mechanical entry model, having a mechanical exit model, a trade management model that will immediately just switch on your profitability. So I hope you all learned something new from this video, and I'll talk to you later. If you like it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.